صلوات. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربه من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صلوات. الفاتحة.
پر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali. Moving in today's Rouhani Majlis announcement, Majlis by the family of Marhum Ammar Ali Bhai Jamal Datu for the Isale Sawab of Marhum Ghulam Bhai Sher Ali, Marhum Sheikh Yusuf Nafsi, Marhum Tasneem Bhai Awan, Marhum Sugra Bhai Ramji, Marhum Marzia Bhai Datu, Marhum Sipten Nanji and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by Al-Haj Amir Ali Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji for the Isale Sawab of Marhum Muhammad Ali Bhai Walji, Marhuma Zainab Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Kaniz Fatima Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhum Mohsin Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by the family of Marhum Al-Haj Ramzan Ali Muhammad Ali Walji for the Saleh Sawab of Marhum Muhammad Ali Bhai Walji, Marhum Ramzan Ali Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Maryam Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Shirin Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhum Ali Bhai Bhimji, Marhuma Kulsum Bhai Bhimji, Marhuma Salma Bhai Walji and Kul Marhumins. Majlis for the Saleh Sawab of Marhumins of Ali Muhammad Remtullah family, Ali Bhai Jeevan Asaria family, Sayyid Latif Hussain family, Marhumins of Sayyid Mehdi Hassan family and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by the family of Marhum Al-Haj Hussain Ali Muhammad Ali Jaisa Damani for the Saleh Sawab of Marhum Hussain Ali Muhammad Ali Jaisa Damani, Marhumins of Jaisa Damani family and Kul Marhumins. You humbly requested to recite Surah Fatiha for Kul Marhumins. Al-Fatiha.
صلوات. نعرے تکبیر، نعرے رسالت، نعرے حیدری. بخشا میرے بابا نے فقیروں کو زر اپنا، بخشا میرے بابا نے فقیروں کو زر اپنا، پر اب رہے معبود میں ہم دے گے سر اپنا، پر اب رہے معبود میں ہم دے گے سر اپنا. लुटावा रहे है सुबह से जंगल में घर अपना, लुटावा रहे है सुबह से जंगल में घर अपना, सदके में किया हम सिकले नबी सा पिसर अपना, सदके में किया हम सिकले नबी सा पिसर अपना, उम्मत से अजीज़ों को न प्यारा किया हमने, उम्मत से अजीज़ों को न प्यारा किया हमने, ज़ैनब की असीर को गवारा किया हमने। सलवात।
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. The Marsi I'm about to read is one of my own. The poet is describing a conversation between Yazid Lanatullah and Imam Husain alayhi salam. The words, just to give you a quick translation, is, O army of Yazid, listen to me carefully. Your name will be destroyed and mine will live for eternity. My name will be taken until the day of judgment. My name will echo wherever the kalma is recited. I am Hussein, son of Ali. یہ بات ذرا غور سے سن لشکر آدا مٹ جائے گا تو نام صدا میرا رہے گا ہوتا رہے گا حشر تلک میرا تذکرہ گونجے گا نام میرا جہاں ہوگا لا الہ میں حسین ابن علی ہوں 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 یا حسین حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا حسین جس چیز کے لالچ میں ہو تم آئے کربلا اسے کہیں زیادہ کروں میں پل میں یوں عطا جس چیز کے لالچ میں ہو تم آئے کربلا اسے کہیں زیادہ کروں میں پل میں یوں عطا لیکن تمہاری نسلوں میں ہے کفر بس چکا چاہوں اگر تو کر دوں اسی پل تمہیں فنا میں حسین ابن علی ہوں 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 یا حسین حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا حسین میں وہ حسین جس کی سواری بنے رسول میں وہ حسین جس کے لیے سجدہ ہوا طول میں وہ حسین جس کی سواری بنے رسول میں وہ حسین جس کے لیے سجدہ ہوا طول تا حشر نام میرا کبھی مٹ نہ پائے گا میں سرخ روح ہوا ہوں یہ کلمہ بتائے گا میں حسین ابن علی ہوں 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 یا حسین حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا حسین اے دین فروشوں میں دین کو بچاؤں گا اسلام کی خاطر میں بھرا گر لٹاؤں گا 6 ماہ کے اصغر کی لحد خود بناؤں گا 6 ماہ کے اصغر کی لحد خود بناؤں گا ए जालिमों मैं नेज़े पे कुरान सुनाऊंगा मैं हुसैन इब्न अली मैं हुसैन इब्न अली मैं हुसैन इब्न अली हूँ मैं हुसैन इब्न अली हूँ सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि या अबा अब्दुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि या इब्न रसूलिल्लाह हुसैन 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 या हुसैन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद
Salawat. Oh my grandfather, I miss my father. To Najaf I turn, ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. I was taught from birth that Ali brings miracles, calls your name every tear that from my eye trickles. With your arm raise the Khaybar's gate of my trials. Return my father and his smiles and cuddles. The gate of Khaybar, my grief's heavier, and its weight it burns. Ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. To Najaf I turn, ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. Muhammad is the sun, Ali is the moon, I'm taught. Oh Ali, between the day and night I am caught. I wake yearning him, I wake crying and distraught. At night I can't sleep because he's my final thought. Cries for me the moon, my days in ruin. From me sorrow learns, ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. Why don't you answer me? Would you turn me away? Why don't you answer me? Would you turn me away? I'm still that daughter that beside your grave would play. My skin is pale, from ashes it has turned grey. Ali, maybe you don't recognize me this way. It's me, grandfather, give me an answer. Don't leave me to mourn, ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. To Najaf I turn, ask him to return. I miss my father. I miss my father. Haydar, you are the perfume my father split in two, my heart is split too. I miss my father, I miss my father. To Najaf I turn, ask him to return. I miss my father, I miss my father. I slept and I saw my beloved when I slept. I held Husain's chest and upon his shirt I wept. He told me, from me for too long you have been kept. I woke and I screamed, and from my soul my chest my soul leapt. Thank you, O Ali, he came back for me. Gone is my question, ask him to return. I miss my father, I miss my father. To Najaf I turn, ask him to return. I miss my father, I miss my father. Salawat.
Per Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Mu'mineen, I'll now request upon the Right Honorable President of our Husaini Islamic Center, Brother Abbas Manzi. Please let's welcome him with a loud Nare Salawat.
Respected scholars, my dear elders, brothers, sisters, and children here today and online, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In my official address on the first day, I said, Muharram, we are here. But Muharram says to us, we may have passed the day of Ashura and Sham-e Ghariba, but there is still a journey ahead. Ahead not just with Sayyida Zainab and Imam Sajjad, but with our own nafs and the way that we carry the sacrifice and message of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. I therefore stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude and appreciation for each and every one of you who have participated in our Muharram commemorations, whether this was in person or online. Your presence, your dedication, and support have truly made a memorable and meaningful Muharram. I take this opportunity on behalf of the community to sincerely thank Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani and our Alima Zakira Sayyida Nadira Zaidi for taking us on this journey towards the day of Ashura, where so many lives were lost for the sake of Islam and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Him only. Sayyid Ammar, when I said you will break hearts, I was not wrong. The Masaib, the Maqtal were heart-wrenching, and to hear the Musibah each day was so difficult, and I know it's not something easy to deliver. May the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and Zakira Sayyida Nadira Zaidi and your families abundantly and give you the strength to continue to deliver Majalis. And a special thank you goes to Father Christopher Clohessy for his amazing work on the book of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam and taking the time to come and visit us. We have received phenomenal feedback on this unique event that we have never held before. I know that he's not here today, but Father Christopher Cloesi, on behalf of us all, I sincerely thank you for the tremendous work that you are doing, and may God bless you. And Sayyid Ammar, thank you once again for hosting this insightful event and your work with Father Cloesi. It's truly inspirational. Mullah Sahib, it was a great honor to have you with us this Muharram, and in particular, our sincere thank you for conducting our Mal and giving us guidance and encouragement throughout. I don't think there was a day that passed by where you didn't say to me, Abbas bhai, maru kai bhi kaam kaj hoy achu, vyadi na karjo. And that meant the world to me and the team. So may the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower you and your family with infinite blessings. And I will take this opportunity to thank once again all of our volunteers. There is absolutely no way on this earth that we would have achieved such a Muharram without our sincere and humble volunteers. The work that goes on behind the scenes is not easy, but truly our volunteers are absolutely amazing. From the children's workshops, the cooks, car park volunteers who endured heavy rain, our treasury team, our youth, our seniors, our reciters, our AV team, Tabut, and all other volunteers in whatever capacity that you served. From the bottom of my heart, I say Ahsantum. And I cannot forget our one and only Muki, who has one of the hardest jobs of coordinating the program from the front, making announcements and keeping time. Hassan Uncle, thank you from me and the whole community on the outstanding work that you do. And finally, one of the biggest thank yous I want to give are to our donors. From all those that visited our center, to each and every donor online, thank you for allowing us to deliver Ashra Muharram. Whilst we may not have reached our target, I make a humble plea to each and every one of you to continue to donate because it is never too late. For our Holy Prophet says, surely there exists in the hearts of the believers, with respect to the martyrdom of Imam Husaini alayhi salam, a heat that never subsides. I would like to take this opportunity to humbly ask for forgiveness on behalf of all of us volunteers. Whilst we have worked tirelessly to ensure the smooth running of our events, we acknowledge that there may have been some shortcomings or mistakes along the way. Our volunteers have poured their hearts and souls into serving our community during this important time, and we are truly grateful for their dedication. However, we also recognize that we are all human and prone to errors, and we ask for your understanding and your forgiveness. So let us come together in the spirit of unity and compassion, and let forgiveness be the bridge that strengthens our bonds as a community. My fellow Husainis, let us put our hands together and pray in honor of everyone who has made this possible. Ya Allah, bless everyone who took part in the programs in whatever capacity that they did. Ya Allah, we ask you to forgive their sins and increase their reward. Ya Allah, we beg you to accept our tears and make our journey easy for us in this dunya and that in akhirah. There are many people who are sick, and some we have received messages to say that they have been unable to attend programs and they really miss it. Ya Allah, please give all those who are sick quick shifa through the wasila of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. Ya Allah, hasten the reappearance of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Athri wa Zaman. And Ya Allah, we ask you to give maghfirah to all of our marhumeens, and I ask you to recite a Surah Al-Fatiha, but before that, a loud salawat. Let us now welcome Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani with the loudest of your voices. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بسيدنا ومولانا أبي عبد الله الحسين عليه السلام، وجعلنا الله وإياكم من الطالبين بثأره بين يدي الإمام المنصور المؤيد المهدي من آل محمد. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أما بعد، إنه سيد الشهداء من الأولين والآخرين. The first of our loud salawat in honor of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. A second even louder salawat in honor of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. A third with your loudest voices in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa zaman. Allahumma salli ala. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Sayyid al-Shuhada, or the Master of Martyrs, is one of the highest titles any Muslim could be given. This title is an honorific title. As we know, the Shaheed generally occupies the highest of positions within the religion of Islam. Because when you look at the word Shaheed, automatically, the first thing that comes to your mind is this idea of a witness. When you want, for example, someone to be a witness in court, you say, I need what? I need a shahid. Or I want someone to be a witness for talaq. I need 2 witnesses. So therefore, the idea of the shaheed is this idea of a witness. When it comes to the one who dies in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially on the battlefield, that person, especially when Allah or the Prophet or the Ahlul Bayt give him a title, automatically is seen as a witness to the pure truth of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, when someone asks you, what is a shaheed? A shaheed is someone who is a witness to the truth. That person stands up for the truth. They may stand up for the truth in different environments. But the ultimate environment of standing up and being a witness to the truth is on the battlefield. Because you know, there are certain shuhada who are victorious in dunya. There are others who have a great station, dunya and akhirah. There are others who have a great station, mainly in akhirah. Someone says, what do you mean? There are some martyrs, their position is a great position in akhirah. For example, if today you hear sometimes a statement that someone has died in a bomb blast. When that person has died in a bomb blast, sometimes people will call them shuhada. Shuhada is in the sense of what? In the sense that this person died as a witness to the truth. He will have a reward in the hereafter like the shaheed. But in dunya, the laws of the shaheed do not apply to them. In which sense? There is the second type, who is a shaheed, who is rewarded in dunya and akhirah. Who's that? The one who is killed in the battlefield. That one who's killed in the battlefield, do you need to do ghusl for them? No. Kafan for them? No. The malaika will look after their ghusl and will look after their kafan. That person, fiqh-wise, when normally a body, someone dies, you normally say the body is najis, don't you? Except who? The shaheed. Shaheed who's died where? On the battlefield. The one who dies on the battlefield, that shaheed, is victorious in dunya and victorious in akhirah. Then you might have somebody who is a shaheed, who is victorious in dunya, but not necessarily in akhirah. Someone says, how? That person may have been a witness to the truth, but they may have done something wrong in the battlefield, which means in akhirah, their status may not be the highest. An example, I fight in a battle, I'm fighting the opposition, I'm against the kuffar, but then when I see the spoils of war, I take the spoils and run away from that battle. That person may be killed in that battle, but the last thing they did was run away with spoils of war, rather than defend the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, when it comes to the shaheed theologically has a high status, spiritually a high status. When it comes to ethically, a high status. And hence no ayah of the Quran covers this in one statement, like the ayah in Surah Ali Imran, verse 169. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. Do not count those who have died in the way of Allah as being dead. Rather, they are alive, receiving rizq from their Lord. Islamic history has been replete with shuhada, but only a couple have been called Sayyid al-Shuhada. Those two are who? Hamza bin Abd al-Muttalib and Imam al-Husayn alayhim as-salam. Someone asks the question, Sayyid al-Shuhada to the Muslim world, who is it? To the whole Muslim world, normally they will say it's Hamza bin Abd al-Muttalib. If you were to ask many non-Shia in the world today, who is Sayyid al-Shuhada? He'll say to you, Hamza bin Abd al-Muttalib. If you ask many Shia today, who is Sayyid al-Shuhada? They will say to you, Husayn bin Ali. Correct? The question arises, is there a similarity between the two? Is there one higher than the other? If Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi called Hamza Sayyid al-Shuhada, but then isn't that meaning that Hamza remains Sayyid al-Shuhada? How did the Ahl al-Bayt view the title Sayyid al-Shuhada? What happened when Hamza died and how we wear black today? What happened when Hamza died and how we cry today? What happened to the body of Hamza? And how do all of these things relate to the Azadari of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam? Let us tonight examine the greatest of titles, Sayyid al-Shuhada, to see its evolution from Hamza bin Abd al-Muttalib to Husayn bin Ali. When you come to the highest title, Sayyid al-Shuhada, normally it is given to Hamza alayhi salam. Hamza, as we know, is respected by all Muslims. There isn't a single Muslim in the world today who does not revere Hamza. If you go to Shia or non-Shia alike, all of them say Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi had a number of uncles. Some of those uncles were the good, some were the bad, and some were ugly. In which sense? Of the ugly ones we know, Abu Lahab is the biggest enemy of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. That's why, Salat al-Rahim, you may have a family member who is your biggest enemy, always remember Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Because sometimes your family members may be a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you. Abu Lahab, uncle of Rasulullah, enemy of Rasulullah. Then Rasulullah had a gem of an uncle, and one of the awsiya of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, Abu Talib alayhi salam. Abu Talib for the Shia is not just uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Abu Talib for the Shia is one of the successors of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, that line that continued of guidance from Isa until Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih, they were the pure ones, Abdul Muttalib. The pure ones, Abdullah, father of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. The pure ones, Abu Talib. And you know us, the Shia, we are the only ones in the world today, the only school in Islam that believes Rasulullah's mother and father are in Jannah. Imagine how many other schools there are in Islam. Ask any of them, what in your opinion, is Rasulullah's mom, Amina, and his father, Abdullah, are they in Jannah? Say, no, Baba, they died kuffar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of all the people He gave hidayah, Muhammad's parents He couldn't give hidayah. Everyone else He gave hidayah. Tom, Dick, Harry, Steve, John, Ammar, all of us He gave hidayah. But He couldn't give the parents of Rasulullah hidayah. There are some schools, not all, some schools who are non-Shia, who believe Rasulullah's mother Amina and his father Abdullah are in hell. They believe that his uncle Abu Talib is in hell as well. You say, Abu Talib, when did he put a foot wrong for him to be in hell? They said, but we never heard shahada from him. Yes, no problem. There are many we've heard shahada from. The biggest ghiba people, mashallah, they've read shahada all day. The slanderers, shahada all day. The ones who look religious, shahada all day. Abu Talib, if he's read no shahada and he's lived like a Muslim, I'd take one Abu Talib rather than a million of these. Yes? But Abu Talib, in other schools in Islam, what is he? Abu Talib is kafir. Abdullah is kafir. Amina is kafir. When you tell your speakers to stop calling them kafir, then we'll tell our speakers to stop discussing history. It can't be a rule for you and another rule for us. How could you come and tell us to tell our speakers what they can say and what they can't say? You begin a law, I'll join you in the law. If you stop saying Abu Talib's a kafir every year in your lectures, and you stop calling Abdullah and Amina, the parents of Rasulullah, kafir, wallahi, on our end, we will also stop discussing and critiquing history. But how comes your Maulana can sit proudly every Jum'ah khutbah? Abu Talib kafir, Abdullah kafir, Amina kafir, and I, the Shi'i, have to sit back because I'm fearing bullying from everybody. That's unfair. Only one school in Islam is allowed to conclude on the kufr of people, and then when we come to discuss, why are you being sectarian? He's allowed to call my uncle a kafir. He is allowed to call my Prophet's parents a kafir. But when I talk, automatically I'm being sectarian. How? Forget calling them kuffar. Hamza, I'll give you an example. Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, for us the Shia, was one of the backbones of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't we all agree? Is there a backbone like Hamza? There's no backbone like Hamza. So someone says, us and the Sunni world, we both agree on Hamza. No, we don't. Someone says, no, we both agree. We both say he is a great man. Yeah, we both say he's a great man. But Sahih Muslim talks about him being a drunkard as well. So what do you mean drunkard? When you go to Sahih Muslim, come to the section on Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. And mind you, for me, the biography of Hamza, half of it I do not trust. Because if I became Khalifa and my mummy hated someone, trust me, I'll ruin that person's reputation. I'll let you do the jigsaw pieces of what I just said. Yep. When it comes to Hamza, Hamza for us, what is he? Hamza is a backbone. Hamza is similar age to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, sometimes you and your uncle, you call him uncle, but you might be the same age. Hamza was the same age, similar age to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the beginning, nobody protected Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam before he even announced Islam, like Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. The nikah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with Sayyidah Khadija, Abu Talib and Hamza were the ones who were running that nikah. Hamza, if anyone dared insult Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first to stand up was Hamza. And that could have been part of what made him announce his Islam publicly. Because you know at the beginning, Hamza was like any others of the Quraysh, a couple of years into the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Two incidents occurred. The first of them, Abu Jahl insulted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Whether that insult was verbal or whether it was a spit on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, Hamza was coming back. This lady came to Hamza. When that lady came back to Hamza, she saw him. She said to him, you heard what happened to your nephew? He said, what? Said that Abu Jahl insulted him. Abu Jahl insulted my nephew. He said, I know my nephew has just announced Islam to the whole public. Abu Jahl insulted him. He went to Abu Jahl and smacked him a smack. He said, if any of you touch Muhammad again, then you face me. You respect me. You say, I'm Hamza, the magnanimous. You know, Hamza means lion. I'm Hamza, the sharp-sighted lion. Wallah, you'll see the lion come out on all of you who affect Muhammad. If any of you touch Muhammad, or any of you touch my nephew Ali, or any of you touch my nephew Ja'far al-Tayyar, Ja'far bin Abu Talib, notice these names, I'm talking the purity of Islam, these are the highest level of Islam. If any of you touch them, I'll kill all of you one by one. Another opinion was no, a uterus of a camel was thrown on Rasulullah's head while he was in sujood. When Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib heard this, he said, I tried to remain away from announcing Islam publicly because I didn't want to cause tension between everyone here. Now I say in front of all of you, there is no God but God, and my nephew is the messenger of God. And I follow him in everything. For the Shia, Hamza converted early. For the Shia, Hamza converted early. But if I rule Islam in Sham, and my mum and my dad's bitter enemy was him, so what do I do with the books of history? I make his conversion sound late. And not only make his conversion sound late, I make him sound the worst. Minhal will help me. Because why? Because I want to open Sahih Muslim tonight for all of you to see. Sahih Muslim, the book of drinks. Minhal, show the chapter to everybody. There it is. All of you could see at home, and all of you here in the Jama'at could see. Translation of Sahih Muslim. Book 23. Which book? Al-Ashraba. Drinks. You want to know about drinks and alcohol and intoxicants? Let's welcome Sahih Muslim into our lives. Go please, Minhal, to the hadith of the drunk Hamza. There you go. Book 23, Sahih Muslim. So that just in case someone says to me, where did you get this from? In front of you. There is Sahih Muslim. Look what it says. Husain bin Ali, mashallah, reported from Ali ibn Abi Talib having said, there fell to my lot a she-camel out of the spoils of war on the day of Badr. Badr had finished. Imam Ali from the spoils of war was given what? A she-camel. I want everyone to focus on this hadith. And Allah's messenger gave me another she-camel on that day out of the khums of the 1/5, which goes to when a battle has taken place. Correct? When I made up my mind to consummate my marriage with Fatima al-Zahra alayha salam, the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I prevailed upon a goldsmith of the tribe of Qaynuqa. Imam Ali continues to talk about how he was wishing to sell to the goldsmith, and thus I should be able to arrange my wedding feast. Subhanallah, Mawla's wedding. He's got to sell this and sell that so he can have a wedding feast. This is the second greatest creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look how basic he is when it comes to getting married. When it comes there, while I was arranging the equipment, lifters, sacks, ropes, my 2 she-camels were sitting down at the side of the apartment of a person of Ansar. I collected the different articles of equipment and found to my surprise, listen to this, everybody listen to this, 2 camels. I found to my surprise that their humps had been chopped off, and their haunches had been cut off, and their livers had been taken out. Seems familiar. I could not help weeping when I saw the plight of this. I said, who has done that? They said, Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib done that to your camels. Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib has done this. And he is in the house, dead drunk, in the company of some of the Ansar, with singing girls before him and his companions. This singing girl, she said in her song, "Oh Hamza, get up and attack these camels." Hamza stood up with a sword, cut off their humps, ripped their haunches, and tore out their livers. Someone's getting revenge in hadith literature now. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, "I went away until I came to Allah's messenger. And there I was with him and Zayd. Allah's messenger, when I told him what had happened, Allah's messenger, he turned around and he said that Hamza's committed, Imam Ali said, Hamza's committed aggression to my she-camels, cut off their humps, ripped their haunches, and he's in a house of drunkards." Rasulullah got up, he went there, then they followed him until they came into the door of the house in which there was Hamza. Rasulullah sought permission, which they granted him, and they were all drunk, mashallah. Allah's messenger began to reprimand Hamza for what he had done. Hamza's eyes were red, clearly a sign of drunkenness. He cast a glance at Allah's messenger and then looked towards his knees and then lifted his eyes and cast a glance at his waist and then lifted his eyes and saw his face. And then Hamza said to Rasulullah, "Are you anything but the slaves of my dad?" Allah's messenger came to know that he was intoxicated, and he thus turned upon his heels, came out, and we also went out with him. Come back to me. Hamza is respected by all Muslims. Do you agree? Shi'ism is in a different level of respect to any other school. When I make these things clear, by the way, it is not my interest what the other school thinks. It's for you to have your chest out when you walk. Sahih Muslim is saying the following. Number one, Rasulullah's companions didn't mind the drink. I'm not saying, by the way, it's Sahih Muslim. Did you all see it or no? Did you see it? Or did I say it? Sahih Muslim says they were all drunk. Not just drunk, they bring girls home. That's why there's ma'soom and non-ma'soom. That's why. A non-ma'soom cannot lead Islam. Because me and you, there's no difference. We can do haram, they could do haram. Hamza is drunk. When Imam Ali wants to consummate his marriage with Bibi Fatima. Imam Ali's marriage to Bibi Fatima, when was it? When? Around when? Anyone? Would you agree? The second year after Hijrah. When does Shi'ism say Hamza became Muslim? What did I say earlier? What do we say when Hamza became Muslim? When? The second year of what? Of the Bi'thah. The second year of the prophethood of Rasulullah. Hamza became what? Muslim. Here Hamza is drunk 15 years after. Has everyone done the maths with me or no? If you haven't, let me make something very clear to you. If you haven't done the maths, tonight, make a pledge. Like how you do on the 23rd night with all these random du'as and pledges. And tonight, make a pledge that I will begin getting closer to the life of my Prophet. Those who've done the maths will know what I'm talking about. How did I calculate 15 years? Rasulullah was in Mecca how many years? When he announced his prophethood, how many years was he in Mecca? 13 years. And how many years in Medina? 10. If Hamza has joined Islam in the second year of the prophethood, and we add 11, and then we add another couple, where are we? We're talking about 13 to 15 years after the announcement of Nubuwwah. For the Shi'i, Hamza, as soon as Rasulullah announces he's joined Islam, here we have a man who's drunk with girls in the Medina of Rasulullah. Because Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima, when did they get married? Medina. When did they get married? After Hijrah. Imam Ali is saying, I'm going to prepare the walima of my wedding. My uncle's drunk at home with girls. That's the same Islam. Is it the same or no? Well, the problem is if I say, what? How could you say? If you don't say, these young ones will grow up with weak aqidah. They won't realize what the difference is. They'll just say it's all one. There's a difference between those who see Hamza in his purity and those who insult him. Did you notice, by the way, that there's something which highlights this is a Muawiyah-esque hadith? Hamza was ripping the liver out of the camel. Someone's got her own back. And I don't blame her. Because if her boy is Khalifa and the pens are in his hands, I'd get my own back as well. What's the image of Hamza there? This Hamza mutilates bodies. Astaghfirullah. Hamza mutilates the body of an animal. And he was ripping this camel into pieces. Why? So that later on, if you accuse me of it, I say he was also known. See how the game is played? This is when? Before the battle of Uhud. Hamza comes to the battle of Badr. Him and Ali ibn Abi Talib, annihilation of the opposition. Annihilation. It became a joke, the two of them going through the opposition army. But there was a problem. What was the problem? Ali ibn Abi Talib killed too many at Badr. Now someone says, what do you mean kill too many? Every time you kill someone in the battle, there's going to be a day his son or his daughter is going to want to kill you. Imam Ali's youth came back to haunt him. At Badr, Mawla was how old? 24. Uhud, 25. Khandaq, 27. Khaybar, how old was Mawla? 29. Someone's going to be pretty envious of you if in your 20s you get all the plaudits. In the Battle of Uhud, a decision had been made. Ali ibn Abi Talib and his uncle Hamza would be at the front of the battle. Rasulullah, where is he? On the mountain of Uhud. Hamza is at the front confident. Hind and two others want revenge for the deaths of their fathers from Badr. Jabir was one, Haritha was another, and her. She lost her father, destroyed by Ali ibn Abi Talib on the day of Badr. Hind came to who? Hind came to Wahshi. When she came to Wahshi, subhanallah, know that history repeats itself. How? What do people sell their dunya for? What do people sell their dunya for? Either some clothes, or some jewelry, or some money. Would you agree? This is the human being. Human being. She said to him, Wahshi, I'll give you 10 dinars, exactly 10. And I'll give you clothes, and I'll give you jewelry. He said, what do you want? She said, I want Ali ibn Abi Talib's liver ripped into pieces. He said to her, who is this man? She said, at Badr, this is what he done to me, and he done to him, and he done to him. We're all ready to pay. I want him ripped into pieces, wherever he is in that battle. The books of history, what did they do? They said, Wahshi, the aim was Hamza. It became Hamza. It wasn't Hamza. Even that film, The Message, gives it away. Remember when Hind is sitting and Wahshi is throwing spears. There's these dancers and he throws the spear right in the middle of the small hole. And then she comes to him and you see in the film, she shouts, Muhammad, Muhammad, Ali, Hamza. You've seen that scene? It's one of the most famous scenes in the battle, in the film Al-Risala, The Message. Muhammad, Ali, Hamza, Hamza. Look at the order of the names. I would say look at who's missing, but that's for another day. Look at the order of the names. Who's the order of the names? Muhammad, Ali, Hamza. Say Muhammad, Ali, Hamza. She says to him, Ali ibn Abi Talib. He makes it clear to her at the beginning of the battle, Ali ibn Abi Talib will never be killed in the battlefield. She's like, what do you mean? He said, he'll never be killed. The man has eyes on the back of his head in battle. Even if you throw a spear behind him, he'll turn and hold it. There's no way I can kill him. She said, then who will you kill? He said, Hamza's easy. When he fights, his stance is so wide open, a spear I can get through. She said, so Ali, no chance? He said, Ali ibn Abi Talib, I'm telling you, Ali ibn Abi Talib will never be killed on a battlefield. It's impossible. He said, I'm looking at him fight. Did Ali ibn Abi Talib ever get killed on a battlefield? I ask all of you in this hall. How did they kill him? The coward shaitan killed him where? In sujood. Never on the battlefield. He got that spear into Hamza. Hamza fell on the floor. Imam Ali turned around as Hamza fell. He took the mantle, continued fighting, but then he looked the other way. Muhammad's Sahaba are running. When he saw them running, he knew Khalid ibn al-Walid was going to come around the mountain. Mawla went to the mountain. An almighty battle happened. Rasulullah and Mawla and 5-6 others remained alone on that mountain. Everybody else, where were they? They had run away. Now, Hind said to Wahshi, show me where's his body. Where's his body? He took her to the body. What did he do? When he took her, she came. She said, leave me alone with the body now. Firstly, rip it up. Rip it up. When Bani Umayyah, all of you know where I'm heading. When Bani Umayyah hate you, they don't just say, shot, dead. They have to rip your body into pieces. Because when the grandmother or the matriarch of a family is behaved in a way, the grandkids behave in that way. If a matriarch of a family is of akhlaq, of decency, then know that the rest of the family will be what? Decent. If the matriarch of a family is a cannibal, what are you going to expect is going to happen? Rip the body, rip the body. He rips the body like how you would rip for a barbecue and get food ready. Yes? You've seen those mishkakis and nundos. Yeah? Astaghfirullah. That these examples I will not give. But you've seen how people find it normal to bring blood together and bring meat together. That lady found it normal to watch blood, watch meat, blood everywhere. And then she just turned around at that moment and she said, leave this to me. And she made a necklace of his kidney, of his liver. Who else was mutilated that day? Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari's father. Abdullah al-Ansari. Jabir! This is vital for all of you to know where I'm heading tonight. Jabir's father, his body was mutilated as well. So many bodies were mutilated. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from there began azadari for us. How? Today, azadari, people ask this question about Aza of Imam al-Husaini. Why do we wear black? Why can't I come to the mosque wearing white? Yep, some people ask. Some ask, why do we continue to cry? If I cry, it happens. If it doesn't happen, why are you insisting? Rasulullah began Aza from that day. In which way? Number one, the woman wear black clothing. My uncle has died. Zainab, the daughter of Abu Salama, wore black clothing in honor of the death of Hamza. That's why we wear black. It is not something we created. Black, there are certain things in it which can go towards makruh. There are certain things that can go towards methods of mourning. Number two, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw the Ansar. You know, many of these Ansar had died. So Rasulullah was doing janazas, one after the other. Janaza, 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 janaza. He noticed all the Ansar in Medina had people to cry for them. But there was no woman to cry for his uncle Hamza. So Rasulullah broke down. He said, there's no one to cry for my uncle. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh heard this. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh went to everybody. He said, bring all the women of our tribe. Everybody come. We go to the house of Rasulullah. We cry for Hamza. All the men and all the women. Ya Rasulullah, why are you getting so emotional? Islam doesn't need to be a religion of emotion. Islam is a religion of intellect. No, no, no. We Shia are the perfect balance of intellect and emotion. We aren't a school that doesn't cry the whole year. We aren't a school that only cries. We are a school that has a nice balance. Majlis of intellect for 45 minutes, followed by a nice 5 minutes of emotion. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa said, I want the people to cry for my uncle Hamza. Ya Rasulullah, but the dead are dead. Allah will reward. I don't care. A majlis should have tears for people like Hamza. You should not have gatherings where you don't honor these people. Now look at the azadari of Hamza. Woman wearing black, woman crying, people gathering for majlis, people going for ziyarah. Someone says there was no Karbala at the time. Okay, there's no Karbala, then the Karbala is the grave of Hamza alayhi salam. Because at that time, Hamza was what? Sayyid al-Shuhada. Sayyid al-Shuhada deserves that people travel to go to his grave. In those days, there was no bus from Masjid al-Nabawi to Uhud. Now we have a shuttle. Yep. Now we go on taxis. Yeah. In those days, you had to walk towards that grave. And every step that you took, Fatima al-Zahra would go every Thursday night to the grave of her uncle. You know what she would do? Get the clay from the grave and make a tasbih. Does everyone see my azadari or no in this? What do I have now? The clay is holy. The ziyarah is holy. The women are wearing black. Why? Because a master of martyrs, special laws apply to them, which don't necessarily apply to anyone else. That is Sayyid al-Shuhada, no ghusl, no kafan. Why? A person who dies as a martyr in the battlefield. Someone could die as a martyr at home. Someone could get, but in the battlefield, ghusl, kafan, no apply. Angels will do their ghusl. Angels will do their kafan. Leave it to them, as Hanbala found out. Therefore, when Hamza alayhi salam died, the Muslim community at that time, they understood that this is Sayyid al-Shuhada, that this is the master of martyrs. What happened in the Sunni world? Problem. What's the problem? Problem is that his killers, their sons, become khulafa. So we have to find a way back for mummy. So how do you find a way back? In the Sunni world today, Hind converted. Hind, you have to say radiyallahu anha next to her. Hind converted. She changed at the end. In the opening of Mecca, Hind became Mulyani. She became the person who leads Islam. Yes, that's what Hind became. And Abu Sufyan became Hujjat al-Islam. Yes? Radiyallahu anhu. Like Muawiyah, I'm telling you, Muawiyah, sharp as they come, you know. Honestly, you have to rehabilitate yourself. So first, let's rehabilitate mom and dad. Yeah, but your mom was a cannibal. Yes, but you know, people are guided. And Wahshi who ripped, Wahshi also became religious. Now at least with Wahshi, there's more of this thing that he came to Rasulullah and he said to him, are you Wahshi? And so, but the other two, I don't know. Yani, if you're going to say radiyallahu anhu, Abu Talib is in hell and Abu Sufyan makes it to heaven. It's at that moment, if I had a chance, I will retire. Abu Talib is where? Hell. But that's not an insult to Peterborough Jama'at. If another mosque says Abu Talib is in hell, it's not an insult to Peterborough Jama'at, is it? Not an insult. No, I'm Shia, so I have to accept anything everyone else says. As a Shia, I have to sit quietly like a child in a nursery. I have to sit. If I say something, but why? When he calls my Abu Talib kafir, and he says Abu Sufyan, I have to remain silent? You remain silent. You have your qabr, I have mine. You remain silent. You face Allah, say I remain silent. Like Habib and Muslim and the rest of them on Karbala, they really remain silent. Imagine that Hind radiyallahu anha, Abu Sufyan radiyallahu anhu, Muawiyah even sidestepped radiyallahu anhu. Muawiyah said Amir, Muawiyah, Amir. All of these, they done a great job. They rehabilitated themselves. But Rasulullah said, Hamza is Sayyid al-Shuhada. Of what? Of the people of the first. The first people, he was the first martyr, Sayyid al-Shuhada. However, Rasulullah said, however, Al-Husayn bin Ali, what is he? إنه سيد الشهداء الأولين والآخرين. Imam al-Husayn is the master of the martyrs of the previous and the ones to come as well. Someone says, how? Maryam alayhi salam, when she was alive, is she Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen? Maryam, you agree? Jesus' mom. While she's alive, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إن الله اصطفاك وطهرك واصطفاك على نساء العالمين. Allah chose Mary, mother of Jesus. And he purified her. And he chose her over all the women. She was the greatest woman until who was born? Fatima al-Zahra. Then when Fatima al-Zahra was born, she is Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen min al-Awwaleen ila al-Akhirin. Likewise with Imam al-Hussein. Someone says, why? Is Imam al-Hussein high up than Hamza? Of course. For Shia. Why do you think 85% of the Muslim world yesterday was oblivious completely to Ashura? Cafes continued, restaurants continued, your friend who you do business deals with continued to live his life as if nothing's happening. Because for them, Hussein bin Ali, at most, Sahabi, child, maybe Tabi'i, Prophet's grandkid. For us, no. Why is he Sayyid al-Shuhada min al-Awwaleen wal-Akhirin? Number one, Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib is a great man, but not ma'soom. But he's a great man, no doubt. Imam al-Hussein is ma'soom, purified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib was not inspired by Allah with ilm. Imam al-Hussein was a walking beacon of ilm. Yes? Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib gave his life away, but did not show us the meaning of human endurance in one day, where you could go through everything alone with no more soldiers. He had to his right Ali ibn Abi Talib, Mus'ab bin Umair, Ammar bin Yasir, Rasulullah, all of them were there. Hussein bin Ali was left alone for a couple of hours. He showed you the meaning of endurance until the end. Further than that, Imam Hamza, when he died, Islam was not about to die. Islam was not about to die when Hamza died, because two Ma'sumin were still there. Imam al-Hussein died at a time when Islam was nearly dead. Imam al-Hussein's conscience, his spirit, is what saved Islam. What do we mean when we say saved Islam? Islam would have continued, by the way, with Bani Umayyah, but the pure stream of Ghadir wouldn't have continued. What do we mean? Islam, there's two streams, a Saqifa stream and a Ghadir stream. Both of them you can drink water from. And both of them, the water you're trying to drink is to take you to Rasulullah's Sunnah. Both. But there's a difference between water that may have some drops in it of mud versus water that's untouched. That stream that Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam kept alive is why he is, according to Rasulullah, firstly, innahu Sayyid al-Shuhada min al-Awwaleen wal-Akhirin, and then secondly, if a ma'soom calls him, and that is Rasulullah, what if one of the Imams says? Imam Zayn al-Abidin, when commenting on his father and the earth of Karbala, he said, التي تضمنت هو سيد الشهداء وسيد شباب أهل الجنة. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, when he was commenting about the land of Karbala, he didn't say it is the land where my father's buried only. No, he said it is the land that has in it the master of shuhada. All of these. And therefore, when Hamza died, what were we ordered to do? We were ordered to wear black. Look at all of us today. How the Shia worldwide in Muharram, you can spot a Shia walking in the streets or walking with their children with the black that they were. When Hamza died, what happened? Rasulullah ordered people to cry. And you see the tears for Sayyid al-Shuhada wherever you go today. In whichever language, Arabic, Urdu, Farsi, Turkish, English, all of the languages in the world, you see people crying when they hear about Sayyid al-Shuhada. Number 3, Hamza was killed for what? 10 dinar. Hussein bin Ali was killed for what? The land of Ray. At the end, did it benefit either of them? Wahshi or Umar bin Sa'ad? It didn't benefit them in any way. Fourthly, but they had something else in similarity with each other. What was it? Their bodies were ripped into pieces. Their bodies were ripped into pieces. Yes. Hamza alayhi salam. Why do you think Imam Zayn al-Abidin and Bibi Zainab in Sham, always they say, we are the sons of who? From us is Rasulullah. From us is the lion of Allah, the lion of His Prophet. From us is Ja'far al-Tayyar. Why did Imam Zayn al-Abidin say that to Yazid? To remind him, listen, if you try and delete our merits, we are proud, we are of Hamza, and we are of Ja'far. And you behead Hussein, you think that scares us? We know you come from a grandma who used to chew the liver of the noble and was born from the flesh of the martyrs. You'd think that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he sees Hamza's body ripped into two pieces, that broke him, until Jibreel came to Rasulullah and told him that liver was ripped into pieces. Your Hussein's whole body is going to be ripped into pieces. You know, Hamza alayhi salam, they opened this area and they ripped it open and they left. Imam al-Hussein, they did not leave a part of his body without stabbing it. He is Sayyid al-Shuhada, but this man is the master of all martyrs. Because what this man faced, nobody else. La yawm kayawmika ya Aba Abdullah. There is no day like your day, Aba Abdullah. What they did to the body of Aba Abdullah. You know, I always tell people when they tell me, they call me and they say to me, said, Ammar, my father passed away. And they say to me, I'm really broken. And we're trying to get the paperwork done for the janazah as soon as we can, said Ammar. But it's not happening, it's not coming quickly. What do you advise? And I say to them, did he die peacefully in his bed? Said yes. I said, okay. And how long will it be, do you think, before you bury him? Said, max, it might take 2 days, but we wish it could be today. I said, okay, was he thirsty when he died? Was he okay? He said, no, alhamdulillah, he was, we had family around. I said, okay, family. And family meant that he didn't die alone. He said, yes. And you all ready to wash him and bury his body? I said, alhamdulillah, the brothers, the sisters, hi. Automatically at that moment I say, subhanallah, there is none like Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Your father died peacefully, but you still have his head connected to his body? And they'll say, yes, alhamdulillah, the head's connected. Were you able to turn the head to the cheek or no? Because that's what you're meant to do when you do a ghusl. And say, yes, we turn the head to the cheek. If any of you lose your fathers, I want you, while you're burying your father, I want you to think of Hussein bin Ali. Because while your father was buried quickly, the son of Fatima al-Zahra, his body lay on the earth of Karbala for 3 nights with no one to bury his body. Yes, a piece here, a piece there, a piece everywhere. Yes. And where were the rest of the family? You'd think that we've all had janazas and family members and community. His family are prisoners in Shah and Kufa at this moment, yes? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, part of the honors that He gives the Imams is that He allows them to be buried by the Imam after them, yes? Therefore, in a karamah, Allah allowed Zayn al-Abidin to return to Karbala on a night like this. Karbala on a night like this, what was it? It was bodies all over the earth. Allah. Bodies by the Furat, bodies on the general plain of Karbala. And it was just bodies. Some had heads, some had no heads. Some had arms. One had no arm. And these bodies all lay there on the earth of Karbala. What happened, my dear brothers and sisters? Bani Asad, one of the tribes, they came to Karbala. They came, they wanted to bury the bodies. They were walking around looking, oh my God, what's happened here? Why is there a body here? Why is this one got so many holes? Where's the fingers of this man who was here? Yes. But they were wondering whose body belongs to whom. All of a sudden, from the distance, they saw a man walking to Karbala. When they saw that man, they said, hide quickly. It might be one of Ibn Ziyad's men. So at that moment, what happened? They all went and they hid until the man got closer to them. He looked towards them. He said, do not be scared. Come near me. So they came near him. When they came near him, my dear brothers and sisters, the moment they came near him, he said, what are you doing here? They said, we've come here to look at the bodies. He said, no, tell me, what are you doing here? They said to him, we've come to bury the body of Abu Abdullah and the companions of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. He looked at them, he said, so why haven't you finished the job? They said to him, we don't know which body belongs to whom. Yes, there are arrows all over these bodies. Some bodies have no heads and others have no arms with them. So he said to them, then I'll help you bury these bodies. They were wondering, who is this man who knows how to bury these bodies? So he said to them, I want you first to go and make a hole. How many? He said, go and make 3 different holes in the earth of Karbala. They went, they made 3 different holes in the earth of Karbala. He said to them, as for the first hole, bury Habib ibn Mudahir alone in that grave. When you go to Karbala today, you'll see that Habib has his own grave. Allah only knows how special Habib was, that he has his own grave in Karbala. They went, they put Habib in that grave. Then he said, as for the second grave, bury the rest of the companions of Abu Abdullah. They took Shuhada Karbala and they buried them in the second grave. Then at that moment he said to them, as for the third grave, take the family members of my father to that grave. Remember, they took the bodies, but many of these bodies had no heads. Yes, but he pointed to them, that's Akbar, that's Qasim, that's a 6-month-old who died. Those are Qasim's brothers. They took all those bodies, they placed them in the third grave. Then he looked at them and he said, now I'm gonna walk towards a body that only I and the angels can bury. All of you know where we're heading. He began the walk towards the holy body of Abu Abdullah. For the first time since Shimar came to that body, when he got closer to the body, he noticed the pieces of the body of Abu Abdullah everywhere. Imagine that scene if you're a son and your father's body is everywhere. When he got closer, he then said to them, give me a prayer mat. They were wondering, why? Does he want to pray salah? No, so I may gather the pieces of my father's body together. Imagine the scene for Zayn al-Abidin when he gathered the pieces of the body of Abu Abdullah and he placed them on the earth of Karbala. He buried his father. The dust of Karbala was all over his face. Yes, هذا قبر الحسين بن علي قتل عطشانا غريبا. This is the body of Hussein bin Ali. This is the grave of Hussein bin Ali. He was killed, a stranger who was thirsty. Then some of them turned to Imam Zayn al-Abidin. They said to him, oh man, you buried all the bodies. He said, yes. They said, but there's one body by the Furat. Imagine that scene. There's one body by the Euphrates. When we lift the right side, the left falls on the ground. When we lift the left side, the right falls on the ground. At that moment he called out, Assalamu alayka ya Qabar Bani Hashim. He began the walk towards the body of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. He got the pieces of the body and he buried him on the earth. Of course, when he buried everybody, these bodies were there, but the heads, where were they? In Kufa on spears. Yes, the heads were in Kufa on spears. Then the heads were taken to Sham. Only when they were allowed to return to Karbala was he allowed to place his father's head back to the body? Only an imam is able to do that to another imam. He opened a part of the grave in Karbala and he placed the head back with the body. The moment he did this, he heard a voice from the mouth of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. What did he say? The baby, place the baby on my chest. Allah. The 6-month-old, look how close he is to his father. The baby, place the baby on my chest. And his neck, place his neck on my neck. Don't you know, my son, don't you know that the heat of that arrow hurts me until today? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. With your tear, ask for your hajat on this night, in this Ziyarah Majlis. Ya Allah, raise us with Muhammad and Al Muhammad. Raise us with the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. Allow us to be amongst his companions and those who are raised alongside him in order to avenge what happened in Karbala, Ya Allah. The originators of this majlis, allow them to continue in their service of Muhammad and Al-Muhammad. For all of our youths, Ya Allah, allow them to be cemented on the path of the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Insha'Allah, after this we will continue with our question and answer session tonight. All of you are welcome from the brothers and sisters to join. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the health of our beloved Muki as well. May Allah give him the strength to continue in his service of Muhammad and Al-Muhammad. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Surah Al-Fatiha. But before it, the loudest of your salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. مأتم الحسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Sham, Hai Sham, Sham, Hai Sham, Sham, Hai Sham, Sham, Hai Sham. तेरी उम्मत के ज़ेवर पहन कर, तेरी उम्मत के ज़ेवर पहन कर, देखो नाना चली हूँ मैं शाम, शाम, हाय शाम, शाम, हाय शाम, शाम. मैं देती कफन तुझको भैया, गर सर पे रिदा मेरे होती, गर होते खुले हाथ मेरे, तेरे जख्मों को हाथों से धोती. पाबंदे रसन सर बरहना, पाबंदे रसन सर बरहना, देखो भैया चली हूँ मैं शाम, शाम, हाय शाम, शाम, हाय शाम, शाम, हाय नाना मैं कैसे सुनाऊं दरबार शकी का वो मंजर. सब कारी और हाफिज थे बैठे और सर पे मेरे नाती चादर. हाय नाना तेरी बेटियों को, हाय नाना तेरी बेटियों को, क्यों लाए है सर नंगे आम. शाम, हाय शाम, शाम, شام شام تیرے عابد پہ تاری غشی تھی اور کلثوم سہمی کھڑی تھی کبھی دیکھوں میں زخمی سکینہ جس کے دامن میں آگے لگی تھی کبھی رو میں اپنی ردا کو کبھی رو میں اپنی ردا کو کبھی دیکھوں میں جلتے خیام شام ہائے شام شام ہائے شام شام تیرے بچوں کو لے کر گئی میں شب بھر ساری روتی رہی ہوں کبھی غازی کا لہجہ بدل کے میں پہرے بھی دیتی رہی ہوں ان بیوہ بہو بیٹیوں سے ان بیوہ بہو بیٹیوں سے کیوں کرتے نہیں ہو کلام شام ہائے شام ہائے شام شام جب روتی تھی بالی سکینہ اور بابا کو اپنے بلاتی میں دیتی تھی اس کو تسلی اور سینے پہ اپنے سلاتی روتی زندہ میں معصوم بچی روتی زندہ میں معصوم بچی لے لے کے وہ بابا کا نام شام ہائے شام شام ہائے شام شام ہائے یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا
سورة المباركة الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى تسعة المعصومين من ذريتك علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن أجل الله فرجه وسهل الله مخرجه ودحورا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم قل وليك حجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا وذليلا وعينا حتى تصله أرضك طلعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. لبيك يا حسين.
مؤمنين لبيك يا حسين.
لبيك يا حسين.
switch it off. Vasily, Rajabali, go and tell in the AV room, Muki says, can you please turn him on? Yes, please.
Mu'mineen, just to bring to your attention, as soon as the Salatul Maghribain is completed, within couple of minutes, the seminar tonight with Dr. Syed Ammar Nakshawani will commence. Please make sure you are here on time, immediately after Salatul Maghribain, Hasan.
Calendar.